Hello friends, my name is Coco and you don't know me and I don't know you, but I am very happy you're alive today. I am feeling energetic, hopefully, because it's the morning. I think if I was feeling tired, I'd be in a whole world of trouble, but I am feeling energized. I got to rest up after the gym yesterday, so I am feeling better. Just yesterday, I was really tired. I came home, I didn't even want to go to the gym. I was just like, let me just not do anything right now, but I'm still proud of myself that I kind of forced myself to go. So anyway, I just wanted to say it's Thursday. I really hope you guys are going to have a good day today. Just do the best that you can out there. That's all that anybody asks for. And one thing I wanted to talk about, but I couldn't talk about yesterday, I recorded like maybe 2 or 3 videos and I kept messing up on my words and I just couldn't speak right. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to save it for the next day. So I just wanted to talk to you about it. Sorry, the camera's shaking a bit. Let me readjust here. Okay. So what I wanted to talk about was finding help and resources online. And online is a really good place to find resources. There is NAMI.org, which is the National Alliance of Mental Illness. And if you go on their website, you can find lots of help. You can even look at where where there's an organization nearby. There's one in my town, so it was kind of neat to find out. And I might go, to some of the support groups and things like that, just so I can see what it's like, so that way I can tell you guys, because I can't tell you guys to go do those things if I haven't done it either. So I am going to try that and we'll see how that goes. But lots of good, material to kind of help you cope with depression or anxiety or both. And, there's also a lot of forums out there. There's a lot of people reaching out who deal with depression, who are creating a community to kind of help each other, which is a wonderful thing. But I did want to say, just tread lightly in dark waters, because some people online are looking for validation for how shitty they feel. And, in some of the forums that I was on a couple nights ago, it was very destructive. And, I've come across this before where people were talking about, methods of suicide, and someone was like, oh, that's, the way you're trying is stupid. If you really want to get the job done, da 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 da. And it was not okay, because everyone who reads that, it plants a seed. It helps you become more aware of what to do to be successful at that. But there is no success in things like that. So there's also people out there who, I'm not too sure if they're reaching out. I feel like, in part, I think everyone who posts or everyone who seeks help is reaching out in a sense. But in order to reach out for help, you have to be open to receive help. And some people just want validation on how shitty they feel, and they want to create a community of people who feel shitty too. And it's not okay. It starts bringing everybody down. And not saying that you can't say how you feel, because there's lots of people who say, I feel like this and blah, blah, blah. But, trying to validate, like, oh, I hurt myself and I cut myself, and it feels great, I'm making progress and everything else. And if someone is saying, well, no, I've been doing that for years and it didn't make progress, if I had known now what I knew then, I would have never done it. But then you have people saying, no, you don't understand, it is helping me. But it's like a drug. Those things are like drugs, because they're addicting. It convinces you that it feels good, because it makes you feel like, okay, I'm finally doing something, but you're hurting yourself. It's still hurting you. And that's the thing about depression. All of it is to hurt you. All of it is to stop you from existing. And those little wins that it gets, it tries to convince you that they're wins. And then if you become convinced on that and you don't want to listen to anybody else, even people who say, no, look at me, I've done that, you just continue to try to convince yourself and then others. And then other people are jumping on and saying, oh, you know what, I've done that too. And, it does help. And it's like, it's just very destructive. Or you even have people suggesting, oh, you shouldn't do that, just hit yourself instead. It's very destructive. It's very unhelpful. And it's just creating a community of people who don't want to exist and try to prove to the world that they are right, that the world is a shitty place. But I'm sorry to pop the bubble, it isn't. And there's lots of times where I felt like the world was a shitty place. And there's lots of times where I felt like, why the hell am I going on? But then I went on. And I feel a lot better. And to know in those moments, if I had given up, and I wouldn't be here today, and I wouldn't have experienced all the things that I experienced because I told myself that there's no point, it hurts, you know. And even then, there was my friend, a really, really good friend, Phoenix. He shared a video with me last night. I was a little scared of the video because, you know, the video was titled, I Jumped Off the Golden Gate Bridge. And I was a little scared because on YouTube, there was a video, I reported it. But it was, someone had recorded a lot of people jumping off the bridge, and that just felt very wrong. You know, it was people's lost moments and feeling lost and hopeless. And it was being blasted on YouTube. So, it was someone's experience, though. And he, you know, he had a rough life, a rough beginning, and then he was feeling better, but then, you know, he was manic and bipolar and had a lot of other issues going on, and he felt that that was his only escape. And he said one thing that is true for him and all the other people who've survived, and there are 1% of survivors. You normally don't survive that kind of jump. And he said the minute he jumped, he immediately regretted it. And that really says something there. It really says something. And although there may be people, you yourself may be saying, well, in my other attempts, you know, I didn't regret it, but it's okay, because you know what? Of course you didn't, because you wanted a way out. But think of all the things you've gone through. Think of all the things you've felt and that you've experienced, and know that you would have never felt those things. I mean, God, go outside and look at the sky and just look at it and wonder, have I ever noticed it's been so blue before? And just think about it. Just think about everything, the wind on your skin. Would you have experienced those things if you had given up? And I know it's easy to focus on the pain because the pain is so there all the time, but it's gonna stop. It's only temporary. So I don't know if I made a really good point right now, but you know, if you're seeking help, great. It's just be careful. You know, if someone's telling you to be harmful to yourself because it worked for them, just keep that in mind. Any harm to yourself is not therapeutic. Any harm to yourself or your well-being will not help you. And it is like a drug, you know, and it'll start off as something small, like, oh, you know, I'm just cutting myself here and there. And then after a while, that won't be enough. It won't be enough to give you that relief. And it's like it's only relieving because you're just transferring one pain to the other. But that's the thing about depression. It's the name of the game is diversion. And you just have to divert your thoughts. You have to find another way to get yourself away from thinking that way. And it's not going to be easy. It's never easy. And I mean, I've had ways to make myself feel better. And then one day, boom, I couldn't make myself feel better. And all of a sudden, those things that I was using weren't good enough anymore. And I had to try new things. And that's the thing. It is like a disease. It's slow at first, and then it picks up speed, and then you start doing treatment, and then the treatment's not working, and you have to keep going because the only other option is to die. That's the only option. That's the only other option. And I know that it can feel that you can't go on and you don't want to go on, but part of you, if you're watching this, wants to live. And part of you that's seeking out help wants you to live. And you need to hold on to that if you feel like there's nothing else to hold on to. Know that you have a place in the world, that you do deserve to be here, and you do deserve to be happy. Know that anything that you feel that you're stuck in or that you can't get out, know that the only other option is to die. When I felt stuck at my work and I thought, God, I can't do this. I can't live another day. I can't do this another day. And they said, well, quit your job. Well, no, because then, you know, it'll be, I don't know if we'll be able to survive and we won't be able to, you know, pay the rent and things like that. But guess what? The only other option was for me to die if I felt like I couldn't go on, if I felt so cornered that there was no other way out. But there was a way out. I quit my job. And yeah, we're struggling a little bit. And yeah, I'm uncertain of the future at times. But I'm alive, and that's what's important. So I love you all. If you're feeling suicidal, please, you can even call the suicide hotline, and you can let them know, and they have resources that they can help you with. That's how I found out about NAMI. And you can take that as that is, as to why I know that they help. So Do the best that you can out there. That's all that anybody asks for. Know that I am with you always. I am here for you. I am rooting you on. So if you feel like you have no one, know that I am here for you. And again, you can say, just like day one, you don't know me, you don't know what I'm like, but nothing's going to stop me from being happy that you're alive today.